So my name is Maggie, and I'm the CEO of a 25 Credit Repair. We teach credit education to, black and brown people, specifically minority women,
Okay,
in
that's what's
short.
up. So I see.
Doll?
I'm Dory Samuel. I am the COO and co-owner of 25 Credit Repair Academy. And yes, we teach mainly black women come to us because we have it hard out here.
What makes us stand out, in my opinion, is that we teach credit repair, and it's not just this quick thing like that we teach. We teach it from like a foundational like level. Like you got to understand this because everything that we do is surrounding credit. So we've been in the industry officially for 3 years, and another thing that makes us different is like I think the stigma with this community, or not community, but the stigma with this career path, if you want to say that, is like it's a revolving door. Like people are in and out. But for us, we started this company because we understand that like black people, don't really have this information. Like we not just having kitchen talk and talking about like, oh, like how do I fix my credit? Like what do I need to do to buy a house? Like we not just regularly talking about those things like we need to. So, we set out our company to give the game, like make it plain. And this is what we do. It's not a quick thing. My relationship with credit, I started in when did I start? In 2012, I was trying to buy an apartment or get an apartment with my ex, and I was the reason that we ended up getting denied. And so, my coworker really just kind of put me on and was like, "You need to look at your credit." And he showed me like your credit is a 420, and so I was like, "Oh God!" Like, but I don't even know what I didn't even know what a 420 credit was.
Lord, what that even meant.
Exactly. Just so unfamiliar. But yeah, he told me like, you need to fix your credit, and like I had hired multiple credit repair companies to work on my credit, and I just didn't like the way they did it. I was just like, y'all not really teaching me. Like y'all, you say you can fix it. I have to mail out my own letters. And then at the end of the day, it was still like they didn't fix everything, and I still wanted to know more. So that's when I was like, let's just do it. We ended up fixing our credit. The highest my score has gotten to is an 800. Purchased my first home in 2018. It was fully furnished. Nobody stayed there before. And, after that, like, we just kind of been leveling up ever since. We refinanced our vehicle from $700 a month to like $100 and some change. And then, we started like just being approved, and like it was just like life changed. So from there, we just were like, we need to share this with other people, and we did for free. And then other people were just like, okay, it just became like we were so busy that we had to like create a business and up our prices, and it's just been on ever since. So at the end of the day, like we just realized we have to teach this.
I didn't know anything about credit. Like, I only heard from my sister, and my husband and I had just gotten our first apartment, like still didn't know anything about credit, even though they checked our credit. Like, it didn't connect. So fast forward to 2018 when Maggie bought her house. My husband was going on deployment and our lease was up. So we looked at a 2-bedroom apartment in the same complex, and it was $1,300. And we were like, yeah, that's a big jump from 850. So we moved in with Maggie for like 6 or 7 months, and she helped us get a house. We saved a lot of money, and in 2019 we finally closed on our house, and we've been there for 3 years now almost. Really, because for me, and possibly Maggie, it's because how we grew up. Like, we grew up, my mom would say credit was bad, and people around us would say credit was bad, but it's really because they didn't know how to utilize their credit, and they get all these credit cards and apply for all these things, spend the money up, and get mad when they have to pay it back. That's not how it works. Like, that's the real world. That you borrowing money, you have to pay it back. So like I said, I always heard credit was bad, or didn't hear anything about credit, and if I did, like I said, it would be bad things about it. So I didn't know anything like about credit, like I said, until I got, my sister was telling me about it and how important it is.
And I would say, um, for us, like, when we started the business, we didn't really set out to just say, oh, like, we didn't know that much to just be like, let's go for women. You know what I'm saying? What we did know was that, our community, like, Black people are just like down bad, like, in America. So like when we started the business, it was for Black people, for the people, for the culture. And so we did that. And, as like we started growing and we started understanding marketing more, that's when we realized, oh, like, it is Black women that need us the most, like in our lane, in our, industry, like, and obviously it's not just Black women that need credit repair, but for our business, Black women have like just, like
Us.
for real.
They're always like, coming to us, like literally with, us being so personal and vulnerable on our page. We have so many women coming to us with their personal business and what they've gone through or what they're currently going through. And just a simple post or a simple us just being like vulnerable with them, not, it don't even have to do anything with credit. Like, it can just be us opening up just a small piece of our lives, and that's that connection. And that's why they want to work with us. And even if they don't, work with us on a certain level, they want to speak to us, they want to hear what we have to say, and get all the knowledge that we have to offer. Because like I said, this is stuff that we didn't grow up hearing about or knowing about.
A lot of people, okay, for one, real estate is like the biggest thing. And it's always been the biggest thing because, like, since we got here on this planet and even after we leave, like, real estate is going to be, land is there. Like, land, like, it's monopoly. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, like, no matter where you start, like, real estate is, you're going to get hit in the face with real estate. So a lot of people, use credit just to buy their first home, and they think that that's where it stops. But it's not. Like, we got our homes, and I've had my home for about like 4 years, and Doll has had her home for 3 years. And we've had in that time period, our home has like increased in value. So that means like it is equity in the home, and the equity, that means like that's money that we can actually tap into and use to like do something, make something shake with. And so from there, like we have helped people fix their credit, understand what credit is, and understand how not to misuse it, like how to use it appropriately. And so they get into their homes, the home increases in equity, and then with that capital, they can then take that and invest it into more real estate, which could help them create even more money, or even use their personal credit or business credit and like invest it in something that can like help them get to the next level. But if they didn't understand like the foundation of credit, like they couldn't have got there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if they just pay somebody to teach them or pay somebody to fix their credit, like they still at some point would have had to circle back to their credit being an issue again. You know what I'm saying?
All that from a good credit score.
Yeah.
I feel like just by being Black, we can just relate on some level. So, and then when you mix that in with knowledge and teaching something that maybe they haven't heard before, or they're not, just that familiar with, it's like intriguing, for us and them. And then mixing that in with your personal life, and that's a whole nother connection. And it's like, dang, like these girls are like successful, they're teaching us things, but we can also still connect, like we still have something in common.
Yeah, definitely that connection, because and I just think it's in general, I don't think it's like, like male versus female thing. I think like in general, you want to like, in order for you to connect with somebody, like you want to see, like we want to see yourself in them, you know what I'm saying? In order to connect, you want to see like the similarities and like, oh, if she's gotten through this, like I can get through this, to like motivate and like pull people out. So like with us, we are very transparent with like our story, and our story doesn't look like, oh, you know, we just out here like booking private jets and like yachts. No, like we going through the struggle too. Like some days are good, some days are trash, you know, like, and we share that because it's important for people to know, like we not always up, you know. And when we down, like it's okay, we gonna make lemonade out of them lemons that we was dealt. So
not only that, but when some of the ladies come in our DMs like telling their stories, like we learn from them as well, because they've already gone through something that we might currently be going through, and just seeing somebody weather the storm and get through it, and now they're in a better place, that's hope, you know. That gives them hope, that gives us hope. Like the position that we're in right now, to be able to spread that knowledge and give it to, you know, somebody else, they're able to pass that down to people in their family. It's like the opposite of a generational curse. This is like a generational blessing for, you know, these ladies and their families and the next, whoever's coming next.
And see, that's why we know that our audience is not like, we're not speaking to these men, because it's like if we wait on these men, like we just gonna be waiting. But it's really the women, like and this is why it's like y'all men need to put more respect on us women, because like we literally are like, we are mothers, you know what I'm saying? Even if we don't have kids, like we out here mothering sons, like, you know what I'm saying? And like we have so much influence just as a woman, and you know what I'm saying? Like people just need to put more respect on us as women. But like for me, and I guess to like wrap up, I'll say like something that I am really drawn to is like trees, right? And if you understand how a tree, like the significance of a tree, like it is like there's this tree, and it's called the hub tree, and the hub tree like has, it's like the biggest tree, but it's like the mother tree, you know. And the cool thing about trees is that like underneath the ground it has roots, and its roots spread like so far, like miles and miles and miles beyond what you can actually see. And like, you know, if it's a tree that's miles away and it's dying, like the hub tree can actually send, you know, the trees are like, they communicate to one another underground, and it's like the hub tree can actually send like nutrients and like water and all these things to that tree that's way down there, and actually help heal that tree. And so like for us, we understand like our audience is women. We're speaking to women because the women are the ones who can help nourish and water and, you know, plant when we need to plant. And so like it's just power in community.
Nurturers.
Absolutely. Like we know our power, and you know, we just trying to reach more Black women because we know we powerful and we trendsetters. Like, hello. For one, we educate. We're big on education. And also, like, you know, some people go to credit repair companies and they think that, you know, oh, like the people that's in the business are not actually working on my file. Like, they think that the stuff is outsourced, and like, you know, it's not, like, it's other companies. I forget, what's that other company, like, I was about to say LexisNexis, but what's that one, Lexington Law. Like, you know, we've had clients come from other credit repair companies, and it's like, I don't even know, like, it's like a pyramid scheme where like, oh, if you sign up, you know, you can get this money, and then if you sign somebody else up, you can get more money. So it's like they're trying to get more people to sign up, but it's not really no teaching involved. It's not really no real like credit reparation involved. Like, it's none of that. And so for us, we created our business in a way to, yes, like it may not be me sending off your letters, but you know, we're actually out here working on your file. Like, we have meetings regularly discussing, okay, what's the progress of our client's file? Like, what are we looking like? Did we get the disputes for this letter that we sent off? Okay, no, it's not working. Let's switch it up and do this. Like, we're actually really like invested in our clients' progress, because for us, that's our progress. Like, when our clients shine, like, we shine. So at the end of the day, like, we are still, we're not the ones that's actually doing the letters, but we have hired and created our company in a manner that we know exactly what's going on, and that, you know, we can work on everybody's file and still make sure that we're pushing the needle forward for them and for us as a company.
But don't get it twisted, you guys. There was a time when we were doing the letters,
Yes,
and sending multiple client letters at one time
for $25.
$25, y'all.
$25.
And that's literally the reason why our name is 25K.
Exactly.
But like Maggie's saying, we learning and we're growing, and we want the best for our clients, our potential clients, and we want y'all to see great results. So you're like, oh, like, that's what they doing? Like, yeah, that's what we doing.
Exactly, because if we can do it, y'all can do it. Yeah,
Most
and if it's not
definitely.
gonna be like, if it's not, you know, because life happens, right? But if it's not us that is like, you know, on social media, like, this is still our business. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, this is like something that we're creating for our kids, like for our kids' kids. Like, we understand this right here is like, credit education is huge, and you can't get away from it. So like, yes,
It's
this is
gonna
a family
last.
business. Like, period, is here. We're
Yep.
here.
Number one, since we all know COVID, everybody basically lost their jobs unless you were an essential worker. So a lot of more women, like from the last 2 years, a lot of more people in general are starting their own businesses. So they want to get their credit together, their business credit together. A lot of people want to do it the legit way.
Yeah.
And, you know, they want to do it the legit way. They want to learn. They want to have, I feel like a lot of more people these days are more aware. So with that awareness, they are aware of what they can what they can have, and they're aware of where they used to be, where they don't want to be. So I feel like with the knowledge that everybody's gaining right now, they're using that to create generational wealth. And I hear a lot of women, a lot of people in general, but a lot of women say they want to have something for their children. They want to have something for their families. So this is a way to do that, to pass something good on to your children that can help them for years and years and decades to come.
When I hear that question, it makes me think like freedom, like independence. You know, like women specifically, like, listen, it is what it is, but we don't want to have to depend on a man, even if that means not dependent on our husband. Because unfortunately, as Black women, like, we haven't had the luxury of like other races, you know what I'm saying, to where like the man could just hold us down. So as a Black woman, like, we have to be, you know, angry, like, we have to be independent, we have to be mom, we gotta be dad. So like, really just being able to hold your own shit, you know what I'm saying, and not depend on nobody, because that's the lemons that, you know, that we were dealt when we got pushed to America. So independence and freedom at the end of the day.